Yo, Fast, we seen how you've been getting some backlash about New England's biggest drug bust. Can you speak on that for a second? It got CNN, it got a lot of different platforms. I want to know what do you think about that? And I know this is kind of crazy to be happening in the New England area. So yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
You know, my thoughts on the situation. Well, I gotta speak on the backlash I was getting. So, you know, Freedom Boys, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Everything's alleged that they're being charged with. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so I want to make sure that we get that message across first. But it's an unfortunate situation. But I had just went to this podcast called High Street, and that was also a topic. And when we spoke about it, I said unfortunate, and then one of the other co-hosts, he kind of he responded. He was like, "What you mean unfortunate? They got a bunch of stuff off the street." So that's when it hit me, when I realized that not everybody's looking at a situation feeling bad for people who get charged. So I had to sit back and think about it, and I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's unfortunate that things like that happen, but in reality, this is why we have to kind of just let that thing go. That game right there is rigged. Nobody ever wins that game. There's been a million people who try to win that game. Like, they done got Pablo Escobar. They done got everybody, like real big dogs. And, the result is always the same. And, when I posted it, I knew that some people were going to feel some way, but I pretty much explained the situation, and I also let it be known that, these people are innocent until proven guilty. But what I really wanted the message to get to the people that were watching it is that if you think about getting in this game, you really shouldn't. I think it's time that we take our hustle, we take our, consistency, and then we start applying it into legitimate things, because at this point, I just don't see it working. Technology too advanced. You got too many people snitching. No one's getting repercussions for snitching now. Snitching's probably okay in most cultures now. You know what I'm saying? You got so many people just chiming in saying, "Oh, he can snitch on this," and that's not snitching. So it's just like, I see it's a game that's pretty much forcing you to lose. So what I want people to do is to really understand that when it comes to getting money, we got a bad example, because a lot of us experience fast money, and that's not really how money comes and operates in the real world. Real money comes on a timely basis. You get paid every 7 days, bi-weekly, monthly, a salary. You don't get quick money. It don't really work like that. And I think too many people got accustomed to quick money, and that's the problem. Anything that you get instantly means that you didn't really deserve it. Anything in this life that you want, you have to work for it. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want a nicer body, you want to build a nice house, you want to stack some money up, you have to put in the work. And when we go for things, we try to do instant things to, get success instantly, that usually means that we cheating at the end of the day. So what I really want people to do is understand that, this game is rigged. This game is rigged, you know what I mean?
All right. So tell us a little bit about what your idea is of someone doing, a 9 to 5 W-2 employee rather than somebody starting a business. What are your thoughts on that? Because you're talking about a legitimate bag, legitimate employment. What do you got to say for the next generation that's coming up that doesn't feel like they're going to get paid enough working a regular job? They feel like that's a setup too. What do you say about that?
Mm. I mean, at that point, I would have to pick. I would pick what poison is more lethal for me. You know what I'm saying? I would pick which poison is less lethal for me. Excuse me. I would pick working a 9 to 5 before picking up some drugs or a gun any day, just because freedom is a luxury, and time is money. So at the end of the day, even though you're putting in time, you're working a 9 to 5, you still have your freedom. Now, if you go out there and you hustle and say, "I don't want to work a 9 to 5," now you're jeopardizing, a lot of time. So that money that you're getting on the street is actually going to cost you more in the long haul, because you're going to end up paying for it with the time that you lose. And in a lot of cases, time is way more valuable than money. So I feel like, as long as you get a 9 to 5, you work and you take your time and you try to create something that adds value to the community, and then something that creates value to the world, you're going to win. And It's all about respecting the process. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. It's just about telling yourself, okay, I'm gonna do this for this amount of time, and I'm gonna do this to do this. So as long as there's another goal, or a next step, it's good.
All right, all right. I think the next generation they're definitely going to love hearing that response, and I think you're giving them a good direction to go in. So, is there anything else that you want to speak on in regards to uh, career and different ways to make money? Uh, do you know of any other ways besides the 9 to 5, and besides getting into the streets or dealing drugs, that could be beneficial to the next generation?
Absolutely, going to school. There's all types of financial loans and stuff like that. You need to acquire or learn a skill. Once you have a skill, you can implement it into society. So you can pretty much open up a business or whatever the case is. So, finding a hands-on skill that, you could get paid for at the end of the day. Information is the actual currency. A lot of people think that money is the thing that you chase. When you chase the information, you will always be able to get paid for the information that you acquired. But we get so obsessed with chasing money that we're not understanding that if you chase some information, the money will chase you because of the information that you have. So you don't want to keep chasing money. You want to chase a education, a degree, a skill, a business. You know what I'm saying?
All right, all right. I hear you on that, man. I hear you on that. All right. So, any final thoughts?
Any final thoughts, man? You know what I'm saying? I just want to speak to, the youngin, in the streets right now who doesn't really have an idea of what he's going to do, and he's just out there trapping and stuff like that. Like, I've been in your shoes, homie, and I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen how it really gets. You get a lot of money, you get to that 100,000 mark, 150,000, 200,000, and you feel like you're on top of the world. But then something devastating happens, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, the empire comes crushing down. And when that empire comes crushing down, that's when you're going to really realize you ain't really had too many friends. That girl ain't really love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's going to just literally line itself up for you to see. And I just want you to take some game from somebody. I done did records with Gucci Mane, Lil Baby. I done been around it all. You know what I'm saying? I done seen it all. It's not the game to play. I don't advise it for you. And I just feel like you should just take some time and just get some education and take that hustle mentality that you got and put it behind something that you learned. And I promise you, you're going to thank yourself that you did that. You know what I mean?
Thank you for your insights.